Today we're at the Old Forge in Michaux State Forest, and we're going to hike part of the Woodchuck Rattlesnake Trail. It used to be called the Reservoir Hill Trail. Then several years ago, terrible storms came through and pretty much wrecked the trail, and it was impassable for a few years. And they've worked on it and rerouted the trail, and now renamed it the Woodchuck Rattlesnake Trail. It's in southern Michaux State Forest, approximately 5-6 miles north of Waynesboro, Pennsylvania, off the Maryland line. It is March 6th, 2025. Yesterday we had a 60-degree day. Today we have a 40-degree day. Temperature's been fluctuating about 20 degrees back and forth. And we come down to our first bridge crossing. A little slippery. I bet it's a beautiful stream. We were having a drought, but yesterday we probably got about an inch and a half of rain, which has helped these streams immensely. You can see here where they have worked on the trail. The last time I was here, you had to step over that. It's a little rocky in sections, but not too bad. All right, come to our first turn. Turn to the right, the markings in red, and head on out the trail. Here is me going up the trail, being followed by a DJI Neo drone that I purchased. Still learning a lot on how to use it, but I took my pack off and made it easier to use, because you have to come back and retrieve it after you're done having it follow it. But it's really neat. You just hold out your hand and it comes and lands on your hand, and when you want to use it, you just push a button and say follow, and it follows you up the trail. Here I'm heading uphill from the flat area. There's only like 2 big uphills on this whole trail, which is about 2 miles long. It's steeper than it shows here, and you'll see pretty soon that I'm out of breath going up the hill. The videos never show the actual steepness of going up or down hills. Yeah, you get up to the top, and it circles around and levels off again. They say you can mountain bike this, but it's beyond my capabilities. And you come to a nice little pine section here. Again, lots of rocks. You got to watch your footing.
This is one of the nicest little sections of the trail. Once again, you can see the work they've done. The trees were down. They rerouted it. And it continues on out. They've done a nice job of marking, like again in red. The Appalachian Trail is close here, and of course it's marked in white. Beautiful trail. Here the trail turns again to the left and heads up the mountain a little further. Now this trail will go up and just dead ends. The Woodchuck Rattlesnake Trail bears off to the right, and it is easy to miss it. First time I did it, I missed it and ended up at a creek and had to find my way across. Went back and found out where I made my mistake. Yeah, this proceeds on up. It's a climb, but nothing strenuous. It's just a gradual uphill. Pretty easy to do. And here now they have a turn which wasn't there before. You can see here, if you didn't know, it goes up straight up that way. But here's where the trail actually turns. This is the new section. This wasn't here before, about 2 years ago. We just made a right-hand turn again, climbed up, then we came down, and now we're climbing back up. This is probably the steepest part of the trail right here, but they switch back it around so it's not quite as bad as going straight up. I hadn't hiked for a while. I'm glad to get back into it. I forget how much you enjoy it until you get back out here in the middle of the woods. It's so peaceful and calm with everything else that's going on in the world. It's just nice to be able to get out while I still can. Back. Heading on up. And you can see our destination up there at the top. What they've done here, after the storms, you had to step over logs here. They just rerouted the trail along a lot of the downed trees rather than trying to move them and clear the original trail.
This trail is a little known trail. I think I've mentioned that before. But the Appalachian Trail comes right through up from the border of Maryland and Pennsylvania to this area, and at the end of this trail is only about probably 200 or 300 yards from where the Appalachian Trail crosses over the old Forge Road. It comes through Waynesboro up to Caledonia State Park, on up into Pine Grove, Furnace, and up through Pennsylvania. We're considered a angel city in Waynesboro, that we pick people up and they actually have a park down here where they'll have barbecues and have water and food out for the people coming through the Appalachian Trail.
Here again, we're coming into an area where you can see all the damage from the storms. They had to cut all this out to make for the new trail through here. Got to respect the people that worked on this. It definitely wasn't easy. It was almost like they didn't call it a tornado, but they thought it was almost like a tornado that took all this out. Now we're heading downhill. Even with all the work he did, here's some new damage down. And something I can't help him with without a chainsaw. Again, an area that was devastated and they had to clear. I can't even imagine the work that went into this. All the equipment up here, cut all this up. This is relatively new here. Looks like this was just done recently. And a little pine tree going under. And back out into the open. If you start this clear up at the Waynesboro Reservoir, they say it's 3.3 miles. I started it at an intersection where that bridge was at the beginning, which takes about a mile off of it. Again, the work they've done, I know I keep repeating myself, but I have to thank the volunteers and rangers who work on this. It's starting to get windy. Whoops, I just lost the trail. First time, oh, I see. Tree down across it. 2 trees down across it. Wow. There's a marker back on track along today. But this trail is so nice, other than a few times with the rocks. You really wouldn't need trekking poles. There was nothing real technical. That one climb was the only thing where you even went uphill, and that wasn't bad at all. So I'd say if you're going to do this, it's up to you, but I don't think trekking poles are a real necessity. It looks like we're going to turn, and again, following the trees rather than trying to move them. Heading out along the ridge. Again, the devastation that storm caused. Just unbelievable how bad it was. This took a lot of work. And we're back into some rocks. And here was a little wooden bridge from the original trail, and we're out. Really rocky here, you gotta watch yourself. Brings you out on Rattlesnake Road that goes up from Old Forge over to Mentor Gap. And here's why it was called the Reservoir Hill Trail originally. That's an old reservoir from years ago. There's parking here, but you can't get into here. It's blocked off with a gate down about 100 yards. You can see the stream coming through. And we made it. It says it was 1.95 miles, the trail. Again, thank you for watching. If you have ever in the area, it's a nice trail to do. It takes about an hour and a half. Not too strenuous. Just a nice day for hiking. Thank you.